Welcome to Staying Home with Stacey. Today we're going to pickle some of that okra that we grew. As you know, if you've seen some of our other videos, Mike is just fantastic with the hydroponic gardening, and it's something that he just took up. So we had 3 okra plants that we had planted hydroponically. We were a little concerned they weren't going to make it. They looked like they might die, but they came back and they gave us a yield of 7 okra. So because of that, we're just going to do a simple refrigerator pickling for these. I've tried to make smothered okra before. Cooking with okra is a little difficult because it gets kind of slimy and you really have to cook through that. So, and we don't have a whole lot here, but we do have our 7 okra. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a quick refrigerator pickling for them. They'll last about 2 weeks like that, and then Hillary and I are going to have some Bloddy Marys, and we're going to have those as a garnish in our Bloddy Marys. So the first thing I did was I cut off the little bottoms there, and then I'm going to rinse them, and I'm going to just do a quick brine with them, like a little bit of brining. I'm going to get them wet and pour some salt on them. And feel free to be liberal with the salt. And you who know me in my personal life know that I just could have stopped with feel free to be liberal, but feel free to be liberal with the salt in this case. Or in your life, whatever. So now we're going to mix and make up the pickling juice. And what that starts with is vinegar. So we've got some white vinegar here, and we're going to put 1.5 cups in there. Anyone who's done any pickling at all knows that vinegar is a key ingredient when you're pickling something. So this requires 1.5 cups, and again, this is just going to make a small batch. It will handle all of our okra that we have, but if you were going to do more, you'd want to do, like double this recipe or even triple it. And if we were going to do more, we would probably go through the actual canning process so that it would keep longer. But we know we'll go through these in 2 weeks, so we're not too worried about it. I am going to put a tablespoon of sugar in with that. And then I'm also going to add a tablespoon of garlic. And the recipe I'm using to pickle this is, it's got a little heat and a little smoky flavor with it. We're going to add some cayenne and some paprika to give it kind of that smoky heat, because we will just be using these for Bloddy Marys. Okay, I need a tablespoon of my salt. And we use 1/2 teaspoon of the paprika. It's going to give it a little bit of a smoky flavor. We're going to use 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne, and that's going to give it that little bit of heat that we want. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of mustard seed. That will help with the flavor. And 2 tablespoons of water. And then we're going to cook this. We're going to bring it to a boil and boil it for about 5 minutes. And all that time our okra is sitting here with the salt, just getting prepared. Okay, so we cooked our pickling juice and we let it sit for about 10 minutes to cool. So we cooked it, we brought it to a boil, we boiled it for about 5 minutes just so everything combined, and then we've cooled it just a little bit. And now I've rinsed the salt off the okra, and I'm just going to put them in like this in our little jar. You can use really any jar. If you have a small amount like this, you know, you can use like even a spaghetti jar that you've used and then cleaned out. Anything will work. I have my little jar with the lid. Did y'all see Malfoy in the background? The cat. And now we're just going to pour this juice over here. And as you can see, it hasn't filled up my jar all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add water. Just going to add some water. Seal those in there. I'll give them a little shake every now and then, just to make sure that everything's getting pickled. And I'm going to leave them in the fridge. They're going to sit there in the fridge for probably a week to 10 days before we even start to use them. And then we'll have about another week to use them. So Bloddy Marys all next week. Anyway, so that's what we're doing with our okra. Everyone have a good night.